It's so good to see you. Would you like a glass of wine? I'm going to pour a little bit for me too. Here you go. Cheers. Thank you so much for coming. I've been really wanting some girl time. I'm going on a cruise really soon, and I've been really nervous about it. And I don't know. I think that this will kind of, just having a little girl time might just make me feel a little bit better. Yeah, enjoy the wine. One thing that's really good about having a small channel is that we can drink wine because I'm not monetized. So yeah, let's kind of cherish this moment while it's still happening. Yeah, I just don't have enough followers. So if you want to keep this happening, make sure you don't subscribe. All right? Are you enjoying the wine? It's Oregano from a really, really cool winery in Napa Valley. Such a charming winery. There's like golden retrievers and pomegranate forests. It's like magical. It's like a Persian tapestry. Yeah. Anyway, let's cook. I wanted to show you this recipe that I discovered. I created it actually, but it was inspired by another recipe that I saw that I hadn't even tried. I haven't even tried it. But it looked so easy and tasty that I had to try it, where they just took a whole slab of tofu and put it in salted water and cooked it for like 20 minutes and then made this sauce, like kind of an Asian style sauce with like sesame and chilies and ginger and soy sauce and garlic and kind of like a chunky sauce. And then they just poured it over the tofu. And I thought, gosh, that's so easy. But I'm wondering if it's good. I didn't have those ingredients, but I had other ingredients. I had tofu, and I had like tomatillos and cilantro and jalapeno. I always have cardamom because I put cardamom in my coffee. And I had garlic and like I had the makings of Zhoug sauce. Do you know what Zhoug sauce is? It's a Yemeni sauce, but that sounds really good, doesn't it? Yemeni. You can get it at Trader Joe's. It's so good. It's like a chimichurri kind of made with cilantro. Lots of cilantro, some garlic, lots of like jalapenos, serranos, like just hot chilies. And then it has some other spices like cumin and coriander. If you're watching from England, we distinguish the difference between cilantro, fresh coriander, and coriander, which is the seeds. So it has both. It has the fresh cilantro and coriander. And the cardamom, it just makes it magic. Like I love it. You can do this recipe, make it really easy. You make it so easy just by getting Zhoug sauce from Trader Joe's. But we're going to make it healthier tonight because I am also going to hide a zucchini in there. We're going to put tomatillos in there. So yes, I'm also inspired by Mexican cooking. I almost always am. I wanted to talk to you about anxiety because I've been really, really anxious about traveling. And because I've been anxious, I haven't been wanting to do the things that I'm supposed to do before we get traveling, or I wasn't doing it. And the things that I'm anxious about is I get very claustrophobic on planes. It's almost like flight anxiety, but I really don't like to be packed in with people. And I hate leaving my dogs behind. So, I realize I haven't even had a sip of my wine yet. Now would be the time. But I just wanted to kind of like chat with you about what I've kind of been doing about that while we're preparing the veggies.
So in the past, no matter how exciting of a trip we were going on, I would be in total denial of it up until a few days before leaving because I didn't want to think about leaving my dogs behind or getting on that plane, all the stressful things. So I wouldn't take the time to plan, get excited, watch YouTube videos of the places that we were going. And when people would get excited, like people who were going on the trip with me would get excited, I would get a little annoyed because it made me kind of forced me to realize that I did have to make decisions, and it just stressed me out. This time I've changed my behavior and it's mostly because of you.
This might be too much.
That's what I was saying. Because of you, I want to make content. I want to make content about my life. Like, you know, I'm going on this cruise and I want to show you how I'm planning my thrifted wardrobe to go on the cruise. Like how I create a capsule wardrobe for it and how I prepare beauty-wise, like nails and makeup and all that kind of fun stuff. And what books I'm going to read, because I like to read a book that relates to the area that I'm visiting. But because of that, I've had to plan. And I've had to get things done earlier. And it has really released some of that anxiety and has extended, like I've traded the anxiety for excitement. And I've been really, really excited about going on this cruise. This has never happened before. Usually I would be in a state of anxiety right now. But I'm so excited, and it has extended like that vacation feeling because I'm spending more time being excited than being anxious. It's funny that I'm just figuring that out at 53. I mean, I kind of knew that would be the case, but I just couldn't put it into practice.
I have been using this oil. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It has a high smoke point, and it's buttery, and it's algae. It's an algae cooking oil. So none of the seed oils. It's high in omega-6. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying how buttery it is. I'm going to throw a little cumin in here too, probably about a teaspoon. I want that to toast in the pan. And we're not going to do the coriander right now and the cardamom because we have to grind that. So remember, we put 4 garlic cloves in there. We've got to remember that so that we can fish them back out. Because sometimes I forget how many I put in there because I cook so intuitively. Okay, I'm going to put this in the oven for maybe about 20 minutes. Okay. So we're going to prepare the broth now. So we're going to turn this on to medium, about medium. And this is the broth we're going to braise the tofu in. So we're going to put a little oil in this pan. We're going to layer in some umami flavors with the miso and some tomato paste, and then we're going to thin it out to make a broth with some smoked paprika too. No sizzle. I didn't have it hot enough. It's okay. I really didn't have it hot enough. What the heck? Okay, and while we're waiting for that to sizzle, let's prepare tofu. This is firm tofu. And when they do the Japanese style, I don't know if it's Japanese, but when they do the Asian style, they just put this in the broth. And they use firm. I can't remember what I used last time. I think I used firm. I'm a little worried that this is not going to hold up very well, so I might have to be careful with it, but I'm just cutting it into slabs. Finally, we got some sizzle. A couple of tablespoons of tomato paste. Like a big old glob of it. So we want to keep sauteing this until the oil that's surrounding the paste, the tomato paste, starts getting a little coppery. I'm also putting about like a half a teaspoon of salt in it. We're going to want this pretty salty. Throw in some pepper. That's a lot of pepper. Okay, that's about good. Okay, smoked paprika, a little saffron, a pinch. Okay, we don't want to get too much, about this much. And I'm just going to crush it in there. And about this much miso. That's like a tablespoon. It's going to be so good. I'm going to put some lemon. Put a little bit more salt. I don't want too much salt because I think I'm going to use this to cook the fonio in. Turn it down a little bit. This is a cardamom. Just gonna throw a couple in there. Just drop it in there. Michael's home. Hi.
An hour and 19 minutes.
That sucks. What time is it?
6:30.
These look good. We're gonna throw these in the blender. That's it. Now's probably a good time to put our spices in too, because it's warm in there. They'll bloom a little bit. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, so we're almost done. I'm just letting the garlic cool off so that I can put it in the blender so I don't burn my fingers. And then we're gonna blend the Zhoug sauce, and then we're gonna take that smoky broth and we're gonna make we're gonna cook our fonio in it. Putting in some of the greens, and then I'll save the other green for a broth, future broth. Garlic, they're not fully roasted, they're just semi-roasted, which is great. Kind of like the best of both worlds. I'm gonna open this up and let the broth kind of concentrate a little bit. Oh, soft tofu, pretty soft. This is softer than last time. I think I used extra from last time. So we're gonna have to be careful when we take it out. It smells so amazing. Whew, it's so good. There's a bit of chili in there. It's a little hot. I'm like, I'm about to cough. So you want it about, well, I would say you want it about this chunky, but honestly, you want it as chunky as you want it. Michael likes it chunky. Don't you, baby? Sure. Mikey doesn't speak double entendres. Okay, let's try it. This might be really hot. I put a little bit extra jalapeno. It's hot. Woo! Woo-wee, but it's gonna be so good. Let's see if we can get it gently. Okay. Okay, let's just see. Oh, that might be too much. I don't know. Let's just do it. And we turned it off. It's just, it's so easy to make. Let's sit covered for 5 minutes. Okay, well, let's cover it and see what happens. We'll just use this. Cook some broccoli and cauliflower, chopping some cilantro for the fonio. Perfect. It has a very fine grain. Get a little fonio. It is so good. I'm going to try this tofu without anything on it. The tofu just picks up so much flavor. It's really good. So good. Now, last time I didn't use the firm tofu. I must have used an extra firm tofu. And it was a little bit more, had like the density of like halibut almost. I mean, it wasn't as meaty as halibut, but it had some firmness to it. This is really good. Well, thank you for being a friend and listening to me today. And I hope you enjoy your tofu. It's so good. I would do actually extra firm next time. This is good, but the extra firm was even better. Yeah. Bye.
I'm just a girl, a wonderful girl, and the sweetest one in town. Can search for miles around, and no one like me can be found. I've got a smile, a wonderful smile, in a certain little way. Every time the boys get near me, they look at me and say, red hot mama, you're the one we need. Red hot mama, some charmer, yes indeed. They say that I should be in the follies, hot tamales. They say that I got a pair of eyes just like old Svengali.